Saturday proved how good the Supercars Championship is and how good the racing can be. And we see it time and time again. But just the whole...
the product isn't the issue.
The whole doing the same stuff every day. And I mean, I know we've said this before and I know everyone's probably getting over it. We're getting over talking about it because we just wish they'd change it. But it just creates that.
Well, it
creates
comes
a
up
dull Sunday.
when people ask us, because I know that Paul Morris and Roland Dane they want to change the diff in the supercar and they think that would make better racing. This is where I disagree. So Saturday showed a cool format, and the first time we see a format makes for good racing. And it wouldn't have mattered though if the diff was different that day. The race was great. And the argument if you change the diff for Sunday, it still would have been the same shit because the product.
The argument with the diff too is it's going to create better passing opportunities. But we just said how many passes there was in that race.
So the product itself, the car, isn't the issue.
Yeah, I agree.
But in saying that, I don't want to go jerking off the car too much because the amount of steering rack dramas we saw through practice, and I was bummed to hear, like Scafey said in commentary, he tried to blame the drivers at one point and said, drivers, it's been a while since they've been at a street circuit and they get in their head. I literally thought about Shane straight away because we've seen Shane, he's been vocal and Scafey obviously has his category hat on and we've got control parts that the drivers and the category was talking about and he didn't like it. So he started to say that the drivers get in their head. He said racks will move on a street circuit. They shouldn't move on a street circuit. They should be good enough not to. And saying a driver has in their head that the rack's the issue because they're not used to bouncing over curbs for 6 months, is a bit of a cop-out.
It's a cop-out.
And I think, that was put to bed pretty early because there was racks laying on workshop floors in garages. So the steering rack, Cam Waters said on our podcast, it's got to be stronger.
Yeah, and
make them better.
Tickford have developed one. I just don't...
It was cool, though, that we did see those, because off the pod he said about Tickford's developing something and supercars are a bit anti it at the moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper for the teams. It's going to be stronger. And now finally we're actually seeing it. There was a couple of teams that used the Tickford steering rack at Townsville.
Did they? I didn't know that.
They did, yeah. So, and Scafey,
how many dramas?
This is where, credit to Scafey, he did actually say, okay, now we're getting rid of the homologated one and they're going to put the Tickford one in. And he spoke about it, which I loved hearing because I'm like,
it's now an option, is it?
It is an option. It's an option. It's being tested to be a proven product.
Do you know what cars it was in on the weekend?
I'm pretty sure it was in LeBrock's car.
Okay. And he had no dramas?
No dramas. I don't want to say confidently though because I can't remember who's it was laying on the floor of. I don't want to be that guy that throws stats out there.
At least they're putting them in and trying them because there'd be nothing more frustrating when there's a known problem and you've got a solution that one's cheaper and two will be better.
Yeah.
And there's pushback on it.
Well, exactly. And I know some parts, all the parts get homologated, but if there's a problem that raises its head, fuck what's been homologated. We need to change it.
Mate, there's been plenty of shit boxes over the years that have been homologated. I mean, that's right.